So, a common reason that people take on a meditation practice is often to reduce their stress. And I think it's important just to look at first what stress is. There have been a lot of different definitions for stress over the years, but one of the most common definitions that we have right now is that it's when our perceived demands are greater than our perceived resources to meet those demands. And the key word in this definition is the word perceived, because often what we perceive to be demanding is much different than what is actually demanding in any given moment. So one example of that is, when you're in the shower in the morning, are you actually in the shower? Usually, you're in the shower and you're also having breakfast, you're also at work, you're also planning for your retirement or paying your bills or thinking about the weekend. And so we can be in this one location of in the shower, but also be many other places at one time. And what's interesting about that is that the brain in those moments cannot discern well the difference between the thoughts about those things that you need to do and the reality that that's not actually happening in this moment. So what happens is that the brain perceives that these are all the demands that are placed on me at this point in time. And so nobody has the resources to meet all of that in any given moment, to be paying the bills, to be planning for retirement, to be, getting to the weekend, to be making breakfast, to be going to work, whatever it may be. So what we end up doing is placing unnecessary stress on ourselves just by thinking about everything that we need to do. But if you really tune into what is happening right now in this moment, all you're doing is scrubbing soap on your body and rubbing shampoo into your hair. And there's a simplicity to that. There's really nothing demanding about that other than the task itself. But we can burden ourselves with our ideas and our thoughts about what we should be doing or what we need to be doing. And so I think a good pushback to that is, well, there are times in my life where I'm not taking a shower and things really are stressful. And what am I supposed to do when I'm at work and things get really difficult and I do have a lot of things to do? Well, let's look at this formula in that context. Well, if it's when our perceived demands are greater than our perceived resources to meet those demands, let's think about if we had 100 emails to take care of. So we sit down, have 100 emails, we're writing one email, and as we're writing that one email, we're thinking, oh my God, I have 99 other emails to take care of. How am I going to do this? Why do I have to do this? I have so many other things I should be doing than all these other emails. And all along while you're doing this one email, you're thinking about how much of a pain it is, how much of a burden it is, and everything else that you need to do on top of this one email. So in that moment, are you doing that one email or are you doing 100 emails? The answer is 100 emails. You're doing 100 emails all in that one moment. And again, nobody has the resources to be able to do that. It's just not humanly possible. But if you bring your attention and your awareness to what you're actually doing in that moment, it's just that one email. And not even that, it's just that one word and that one letter that you're typing in that moment. And so we think that, well, I'll be more productive if I start thinking about everything else I have to do. If you really look at it in that moment, chances are that's not the case. And there's this myth of multitasking that we're all obsessed with, that we think we can do multiple things in one moment, but really we're just straining ourselves thin, spreading ourselves thin, not able to fully and actively engage in the one thing that we're doing in that moment, and we end up doing it less well than we could have if we were fully engaged. So this ability to actually tune in and engage with one thing at a time as it's happening not only has implications for our stress levels, but implications for our productivity as well. And for people that are high achievers, that are very successful, that are in the workplace and there are demands on them, this is a very crucial aspect to this because we see stress as a primary motivator often to success, but often it can act as a hindrance to that. And so there's this quality of being fully engaged in the moment with a mind that is balanced, that is at ease, but is also committed to the task at hand. So as you're moving throughout your day, And let's just experiment with this today. Notice how often, when you find yourself caught up in stress, what's going on in your mind? Are you thinking about just what you're doing in that moment, or are you also thinking about everything else you need to be doing or you need to get done? And if so, and you feel like I have to be thinking about those things, just write them down. Delegate that role to a piece of paper so that you don't need to think about it again. And then you refer back to it when you do need to take care of it. And then when you're doing that, you're just doing that thing. You're just going to work. And then when you're at work, you're just typing that one email, and you're not doing that one email, 99 other emails, and planning when you're going to go home and pay your bills. When you're home, then you're home. When you're paying your bills, then you're paying your bills. And really begin to experiment what it's like to go through your day moment by moment, step by step, fully engaged in what you're doing at that point in time. And just see what that does for you.